Hey, what's up, guys? People are here again, and everybody know this is December. It is December. You want to party and everything, and also, we are actually moving into the festive period in full course. So, a friend of mine asked me what's my expectation for the holiday for this period for Naira, um, USD, and I was like, okay, no problem. I'm going to check it out, but I feel everybody should actually have access to the information, not him alone. So this is what I'm expecting. But we all know that ever since Binance removed the exchange of Naira on their platform, so on TradingView also Naira USD provided by Binance is not available. So most of the crypto platform have removed that very pair from their platform. So it is not also showing on TradingView. So if you come here and you search for Naira USD and this NGN, right? You are not going to see all those Binance this thing unlike before when we do see them, and it is easier to see the chart on real time. So now you have this. These are the one that we have, and it's just provided by ICE. I don't know what ICE is all about, but then I don't know what ICE is all about. But most is always the broker that are always here. So we'll be using this one, and if I do, I'm going to explain to you in the next video. So we'll be using this one, and this is it. And the thing about it is, if you go on lower time frame, you can analyze this. It doesn't look really, it doesn't look informative for we using candles. So I don't use this, right? You'll be seeing it like this, so which is not really cool, right? So in this kind of case, it happens in crypto too, especially all this crypto with very low crypto, some stock also like that. So you have to come on a daily time frame. That is, don't really give you um mid-time information. So you have to come on higher time frame to get a bigger picture of what they're doing. So they're mostly giving you a high, like a long-term information instead of a short-term information, and probably due to the movement. So it is NGN to USD. So it's different. That even is USD to NGN, which would have been much okay. You can see it right here. That is why we are having the point zero something, right? Adibin is USDT to NGN. It will be in um the current price, which is like maybe 1,450 or 1,400. So let's go to USDT NGN. So we have USDT NGN. And I said USD NGN. So you have NGN to USDT. That's it. They are dividing this by one USD. So it will be giving decimal place, right? So now we have to come to USDT, NGN. I'm used to USDT, so apology about that. You can actually see what I'm talking about here. See, this is it, and you can see my prediction on this is we are having 161412. So you can see my prediction on this very one. It's not like I've done it before or something like that. It actually happened according to according to my expectation. So I've actually done this chart since for a very long time, and you definitely see that it's coming out, it's playing out really well. So this is it. This is it, and we have it this way. It's already playing out, and that is to say, we still have Naira at around 1.4. Now let's go. Let's get into more details. Let's get into more details. Let's go down into more details. I'm super excited about this. Super excited about this. Uh, let's So now I'm expecting it to still come down to 1.4. I'm expecting it to still come down to 1.4 because that is where my TP is. And it has been dropping ever since. And I did this analysis for a very long time. I've been very, very, very long time. So what am I expecting? What am I expecting now? I'm expecting to come all the way to 1.4, all the way to 1.4, and all the way to 1.4. So 1.4, yeah. Let's go on a weekly time frame. Like I told you, when you don't see good information on whatever time frame that you are on, go on the like time frame. So you see that I've done this analysis for a very long time. I played out to this level, then start dropping again. So let's dive into it much deeper. What am I expecting? With what I'm seeing right here, there's actually a change in trend, a change in momentum already. And you can see the movement going like this, going like this. So obviously, there's high chances we'll see more drop in our chart. So let's see. Yeah, I'm using the strategy called printology. If you're wondering what is this guy doing his analysis, I'm using the strategy called printology, right? It's not about trend line. So don't just go and pick up trend line and start using, this guy is using trend line. It's beyond that. I'm using a strategy called printology. I named it strategy. And if you like to get it, you'll have seen that I've used it from stock, synthetic currency, and crypto. And you see the win rate and the accuracy that is actually fetching. So you can also come into it and use it. It's very, very simple and straightforward, right? And this is what I've been using to predict everything that I'm doing. So you have been seeing that I've been working out. So then I hope you are getting value from this actually. So if you want to get a course, you can send a DM and you get the course. Actually, there's a discount on the course right now so that we all and people out there can actually start their new year. And everybody is having a new year goal. I want to do this, I want to do that. So I'll be helping people with that by giving a discount so that there will not be friction in getting to know how to use this strategy now. So let's go, guys. Let's get into it. So now we actually, according to the strategy, we all know that what we look for is impulse, correction, impulse. So we have impulse, we have correction, and we have a new impulse. So impulse, and after that we have a correction that will move down more. So now what am I expecting right here? I'm actually expecting it to drop to 1.4 as of now, 1.4. So and I don't know where it's going to end. I'm expecting it to be 1.4, 1.4, 1.4, like I said, 1.4. So after the 1.4, let's see. After the 1.4, I'm still expecting like a few things back to 1.5. So we might actually be having it just like this, coming down to 1.4, right? We have it at 1.4, then coming back to 1.450, then we can now dive down because this is where the whole thing started from, this place. Trying to clear to ensure everything is clear to you. So this place, I would have said this is, okay, let me explain from this one, right? Okay, now let's see it from here. I would have said this is impulse, right? Correction, which is ideally then the next impulse, right? But now, if you remember the code in printology, it is impulse, impulse, correction, impulse, correction, right? So now we have impulse, correction. This is a failed impulse. Why is it a failed impulse? It didn't really break out really well. So, and by the time you have a failed impulse, what are we expecting next? Correction. And after correction, what should we expect? Right? after correction, what should you expect? You should expect what? An impulse. So right now, we are actually having a intermediate impulse. So this is impulse, correction, correction. So, and after we have two correction like that, I believe we are going to have something like impulse down. So there's high chances we'll be having a double top. This is correction. This is correction. A double top, and this movement right now is now an impulse. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Let me explain clearly so that you understand if you use mythology. So there are different type of peak formation and reversal, right? So we are meant to be impulse correction, and all, right? And at the end of it, you might have impulse, right? The next one will now be correction taken to the downside. You understand if you know what I'm talking about, like if you know mythology so well. So, or we should have a case whereby impulse, correction, impulse. So in this case, this is what we are having because we have impulse. And now we are meant to, we have, let me clear this. So we have impulse, correction, then we are meant to have impulse, but we have a failed impulse. So definitely a failed impulse will turn to a correction, right? And after a correction, we have an impulse. And after the impulse, we have a correction, then move down. So the sell that we are having right now is an impulsive sell. It's an impulsive sell that will break that very level that cost. This is where the liquidity is. Liquidity is just money. This is where the money is. You have to break that level and come in back, then you continue the movement. So now let's get back into our analogy. Now that you understood all these things, let's get back into it. So you can see what I'm talking about here. You can see what I'm talking about here. That we have correction. It's an impulse, but it failed. And that's why I have it above here. But it failed. We have a fake out here. And that's impulse. Then we have a correction. So a correction, meaning that it's going to break this guy here. There's high chances it's going to break this guy here. So let's see what will happen. There's high chances something might happen to Naira. By Naira coming down a lot. So if you actually observe the government of Nigeria right now, you know that they are really trying to bring a lot of investors and balance the whole thing out. But they're having issues with bandit and all the likes. But you see that their major concern is actually driving Naira, bringing stability to Naira, ensuring Naira is not on the high side. So that's like their major focus. And but with this whole thing happening right now, it's a discouragement to investors. So we might not get to see Naira coming that low. So, but let's just put our mind to 1,400 or this area right there, 1,400 to 1,350. So 1,400 to 1,350, then we'll see it going up again. So, but if it goes up again, we definitely see something like this coming a little bit below this. So let's see how it goes. But I'm sure of 1,400 and 1,350. So remember, we are not the one to drive the market. We are only going according to what the market shows you. So if you come tomorrow and the market shows us something else, definitely our plan will be different. But with what is on our chart right now, what the information we have right now, this is what I am expecting. And it's just like car. When you're driving a car, you know, the next 10 or few meters from where you are, you can see the light. So when you get there, you can see the light of the next few meters. Then when you get there, you can see the light of the next 3 meters. Again, I mean, when you're driving at night. So with this information, I trust you actually got some values from this. And if you got some values, thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And also, if you want anything done, let me say in terms of the video, just let me know. And also, if you'd like to get the mythology course of how I do all these things and how I do my analysis, you can send a DM my IG page, WhatsApp. I'm always active, and also, yeah, it's also on Seller. The course is on Seller. So you have a great time. Signing out. People wise from the Joseph.